I've travelled to Stutterheim, which is near East London in South Africa, to have a look at a tiny house that has a very interesting shape and design. It's one of 4 tiny houses built on a farm called the Shire, with a large lawned area in front and a natural swimming pool, which is filled in the summer with water from the stream which flows next to it. And then there's the forest that starts at the river and stretches for miles in each direction, providing a tranquil sanctuary to hike in or birdwatch or just go for a stroll. I met with Rob Scott, who designed and built the tiny houses with his dad. I asked Rob how the idea for the unusual shape came about.
It was a combination of a couple of us. I wanted to do something a bit unique. I always had the idea to try and make a sort of unique space. And we sat down with architects in East London. I took them some strange drawings of skew walls and things, and together with them and my old man, who's an engineer, over the next few months we sort of came up with something similar to this, which did change. As we started building, we had a lot of teething problems. It was back in about 2004 that I started the project.
You built this yourself, basically?
Yeah.
Anybody help you building it?
Well, the first one my dad was very involved with because he had a lot of building experience and I didn't have much at all. And I had a couple of staff to help carry the planks. The majority of the structure is made of pine, and the support beams and the furniture I built inside, that's all sort of gum and wattle.
How did you get that rounded shape? Let's go over there and have a look at the shape of
the method of building it is you put the floor down, and then we pre-made a whole lot of laminated beams, these double curved laminated beams. And those you sort of set up on top of the floor as a rib cage kind of structure, support it, and then you build over that. I'll show you the process of lamination in the garage, but basically it's a big table with a whole lot of little blocks following the curve that you want. And you take thin strips of wood and slowly glue them together to make your thick beam. So each of these laminated beams consists of 6 thin strips of wood, which are bent over a jig sort of structure. And laminating actually helps keep the shape of the beam that you're trying to make. Yeah.
And these, are they supports on the side here?
Yes, they're a bit aesthetic as well, but the main purpose of them is to support the roof. So the roof is also consists of about 60 laminated beams. If you look under from this angle here, you'll see there's a whole series of these laminated curved beams, and they aren't that strong, so we needed a support sort of structure for the roof to support it. Yeah.
And the wood that you used for those beams?
That's gum.
Those are gum, and that you get to get it from the forest here, from the soil?
Yeah, they're locally sourced on our property actually.
Oh, right.
But we've actually just painted them to give it a bit of a colour difference and make it look a bit different.
And the rest of the wood, the floors, that's also pine, is it?
Yes, basically the whole house is made out of 220 by 50 mil pine beams, and basically when we needed smaller ones, I'd cut them to whatever size we need. So even the laminated beams were these big beams cut into thin strips, which I did in the garage. So it's all essentially made out of one size timber.
Right. And what did this whole structure cost? One structure, what did it cost more or less?
Quite difficult because the labour was all my own. And so if we leave labour out of it, back then, which was a good 12 years ago, probably about 120, 130,000 rand.
Right, okay, and that was then?
Back then, that was over 10 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't in today's
These days the timber's probably gone up by 50%, I guess. And everything else, all the plumbing, taps, all that sort of stuff's also gone up. So I'm not quite sure what it'd be now, but back then, yeah.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful outside. Can we go and have a look inside?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Come in.
Check it out. Now, this is absolutely lovely. You've got a whole house in one room here. Everything beautiful wood.
Yeah, pretty much everything in one sort of open space.
What made you decide that you wanted to do the place in this shape?
It kind of just happened like that. It wasn't really planned it is basically just to try and do something a bit different. So the object was to try and make a unique space. The hut also makes the whole place feel bigger because it's quite a small footprint, should I say. It's about 4.5 meters by 6.6. So that's the size of the space inside.
You get less than 30 square meters here.
Yeah, it's yeah, pretty close on that, 28-ish, I guess.
And you've got everything in here that you need to live, basically.
Yeah,
it's in the bathroom.
It's including the little bathroom, kitchen, and the little sort of loungy area in the corner.
And a big bed right behind you.
Yeah, we've got most of the chalets got queen beds.
Oh, that's a queen, is it? Let me just have a look around the back here. That is a big bed. So, yeah, okay.
It all fits in pretty comfortably.
Yes, and the bathroom?
Well, the bathroom's here in the corner here, and that's got a shower, toilet and basin.
You've got a fantastic tiling design there.
Oh, it's just little bits of art, handmade art that I like to include in the chalets.
Little small tiles?
These ones not, but two of my other chalets I actually made them at a later stage. I got them at an artist in Grahamstown festival actually.
Oh, right.
For the first two chalets. The second two I took the time of making my own.
Yes.
Learned a bit of pottery.
There's
Too
an
little time.
interesting mirror over here. Did you make that one?
Yeah, well, I made the frame.
The frame, yeah.
Yes, I mean everything wooden I kind of made myself.
This is an amazing little basin you've got here.
Yes, it's also one of these handmade basins. It's also, I forget the person, I think it's from Tsitsikamma, but also sourced the Grahamstown Festival. These guys come and display their art and stuff. So I picked up quite a few things from those people. I think they're about 500 Rand, if I remember correctly.
So that was fairly expensive.
Yes, but worth it.
What's it made of?
Ceramic.
It's ceramic.
Yeah, beautifully finished. It's got a really nice glaze on it.
And a beautiful toilet you have here. So is this plumbed to the sewage system?
Yes, yeah, it's plumbed into our wetland system. So I've got a sort of environmentally friendly soakaway. There's a big reed bed outside, like a dam reed bed. Mm-hmm. So it goes into a conservancy tank. All the water, grey water, goes into a conservancy tank, and then that flows into a reed bed system which purifies the water.
And where do you get the water from?
Mainly river,
mm-hmm.
but in the few months a year, if the river dries up during winter, like it has the last few years, we do get some from municipality if we need to.
Right. And this shower that you got in here, it's quite a big shower.
It's big enough to fit in. You can get.
You've got space. So you're not going to be.
You're not crammed in.
Yeah. That shape is very interesting. I love that wall.
That was quite complicated actually. During the tiling process, you had to put more more cement on the inside than the outside because it's following a curve. So it actually took a lot longer than it should have.
Have you had any expansion problems with the tiny house?
Very, very small teething problems with it. There's been a little bit of movement in some houses. It's been 10 years now, and the one house in particular, the first one I built, which was our sort of trial and error house, that one's moved a bit more, and we've had a few cracked tiles, but the last houses, once I'd perfected the art of building them, have been fine. There have been no problems with it.
What sort of foundations do you have in the tiny house?
Basically just 12 cemented in gum poles. So it's a stilt house.
And how deep do they go into the ground?
I think, if I remember correctly, about 600.
Okay, so not very deep.
No, not very deep. It's quite hard soil. We got quite stable soil.
Right. And cemented in, is concreted in?
Concreted in.
Right, so gum poles are used, you have to treat them, I presume, to make them last?
Yes, yeah. Well, when you buy them treated, CCA treated, I think the ones we use were CCA 3, treatment 3, which is outdoor treatment. And they last, yeah.
You have some very interesting shelving here. What wood is that?
It's locally sourced blue gum from our property. I've tried to use as much alien vegetation as possible, so clearing at the same time. And I also really like the look it gives you. You can see the headboard, gives a really nice soft sort of look. And the cupboards, bed, most of the finish I made out of locally sourced blue gum.
And this handle on the door, that's beautiful. What is
yes,
that?
Yeah. This is actually, well, who knows how old, but it's 100 years maybe, old sneezewood poles. So the old fence posts that they used back in the day, They don't rot, so they've been lying in the field for like many years, and it's really beautiful timber. So I've used that for all my door handles in the kitchen, bathrooms, main door handles.
And then I see you've got some extra sleeping space in here. Even though it's just one room, you can sleep 4 people there.
Yes, yeah, we've got the hut, so we put in a couple bunks with a movable ladder so you can access the beds. They're 2 normal single-size beds, so you can fit an adult.
And this ladder over here?
This one you can just move it around and clip it in and up you go.
Fantastic. You got these beautiful blinds over here, which are really lovely. Can you show me how they work?
Yeah, this is actually one of the many small teething problems that come with a building like this, of this shape. Everything's got to be handmade and solved, like problem solved.
Yeah.
Because of the curved walls, we had to have a blind that followed the shape of the wall.
Yeah.
So we used aluminium round bar and bent them into the shape of the wall, and the blinds actually have little rings that they run on to keep them into the shape, so they fall into the same shape as the walls.
Yes. And when you pull them up, how do you keep them up?
It's just a drawstring and a little hook on the side. I use the same aluminium as a little peg.
You've got this lovely little desk over here. I suppose people can use it for eating or for working on a little workplace.
Yeah, so we didn't have space in the actual living room to put a fixed table and chairs for that reason. So I built a little side unit where you can eat and work at. It also folds away to give you more space. So there's a little clip here. I won't give you a full demo for the sake of the books, but there you go.
Now you've got these lovely lights here. I believe you made them yourself.
Yes, yeah. It's actually wool woven around 2 sticks.
Really?
Little art project my sister and I did it.
Fantastic.
And it gives quite a nice effect. They light up quite well.
Yes. What wool did you use?
Normal knitting wool.
Just knitting wool.
Just different colours, and you alternate the colours.
And it lasts.
So they're all different.
And then you have a little kitchen in here as well.
Yes, yeah. Orca will show you around. Yes, no, it's a fully kitted little kitchenette, so everything you need to survive. There's a fridge, freezer, microwave, 2-plate hot stove, and all the kitchen utensils, pots and pans. There's a crockery and glasses up here, and pots and pans and cutlery. So basically everything you need to.
And then in the corner you have a little sitting room.
Yeah, we managed to fit in a little loungy kind of style place to relax and play cards or have a glass of wine.
Yes. And the window at the back there.
Yes, that was something different. To fit the shape of the walls once again,
Yes.
we decided to get tempered glass and bend it into the shape. And that was quite a job, but it creates quite a nice feature and very nice space.
So that was all done for you. You didn't do that yourself.
Now we bent it in. So
bent it
yeah,
yourself.
we ordered tempered glass and then to the right shape so it meets in the middle. And we actually physically bent it in, which was quite a scary job.
While you were installing.
Yes, yeah.
Hoping that it didn't shatter.
Didn't break into millions of pieces. Yeah.
And it worked quite well.
Well, it gives a lovely feel to the place, especially with the forest outside. You can actually almost live outside while lying on the couch.
Yeah.
It's quite nice.
Now you've shown me the bathroom and the rest of the house. You've also got an outside shower, which I'd like to have a look at.
Yes, yeah, we can do that.
Let's go and have a look at that.
Sure. I love outside showers. So I've built a couple of these. And basically hot and cold water. There you get a quite good pressure.
Fantastic, and right in the middle of nature, no covering,
Yeah.
where you can see you too.
And usually we have a nice river flowing here
Yes, it's a river
in summer.
right on the side, so you can shower with the river flowing next to you. Absolutely beautiful.
There are many ways of living which leave a small footprint on the earth. This tiny house provides warmth and shelter, a place to cook food, and a place to sleep and brush your teeth, while leaving a very small footprint in nature. It's also a very much cheaper way to live. It's far cheaper to build and to heat and to light up, and there's very little maintenance. If you're thinking of building a tiny home, it's a good idea to try the tiny house experience for a short while. These tiny houses are available for rent, so if you'd like to do that, contact Rob at the Shire in Stutterheim and give it a try out before you make a final decision.